Incredible drone footage has captured the moment. A convoy of Russian armored vehicles headed toward a flashpoint in eastern Ukraine. From a height, the vehicles move slowly along a dirt road pockmarked with explosions, attempting to penetrate Ukrainian defense lines. Seconds later, in the drone operator's room, Ukrainian Azov forces were giving the call to eliminate them, and then this happened. One by one, the armored vehicles were removed. Ukraine's Azov army used a portable missile launcher to attack a Russian tank convoy moving through the Donetsk region. In the footage circulating, the Azov forces are seen utilizing high terrain and drone coordination to precisely time the attack. The attack began as the Russian convoy, consisting of several tanks and troop carriers, was passing through open ground without adequate air cover. After securing the target's position through aerial reconnaissance, the Azov anti-tank unit launched a guided missile at the lead vehicle, hitting the turret and triggering a massive explosion. The successive explosions brought the rest of the convoy to a complete halt, while surveillance drones continued to film from above, confirming the effectiveness of the attack. According to local reports, this attack was part of a Ukrainian mobile defense operation aimed at slowing the advance of Russian forces around the Pokrovsk line. The Azov units, known for their expertise in urban warfare tactics and the use of anti-tank missiles such as the Stugna P and Javelin, are often at the forefront of stopping enemy heavy vehicles. Since the start of its invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Russia has lost more than 3,000 battle tanks. This number is equivalent to almost its entire pre-war active force. However, these heavy losses have not necessarily crippled Russia's armored capabilities. One reason is the large stockpile of Soviet-era armored vehicles still stored in military warehouses. Older tanks like the T-62 and even the T-55 are now being remodified for battlefield use. Despite their technological obsolescence, these vehicles still serve as a support force in ground operations. According to data from the International Institute for Strategic Studies, IISS, Russia is able to withdraw up to 90 tanks per month from storage to replace destroyed units. However, only a small fraction of these replacements are new models like the T-90M Proriev or T-72B3M. Most are older units upgraded with modern guidance systems and additional protection. On the other hand, Ukraine has also faced heavy losses, but assistance from Western countries has made a significant difference. With the introduction of Leopard 2 tanks, Abrams M1A1S, and Bradley fighting vehicles, Ukraine has significantly improved its detection capabilities, accuracy, and combat efficiency. This situation creates two contrasting approaches to modern warfare. Russia relies on its sheer quantity and industrial capabilities to sustain a long-term war. Ukraine, on the other hand, emphasizes quality and the use of Western technology, including the use of drones and advanced sensor systems. Many analysts believe that the conflict in Ukraine has become a test of the resilience of both countries' military industries. It's no longer just about who has the most tanks, but also who can adapt most quickly to modern technology and logistics. If this trend continues, the war could be a significant lesson in how the combination of modernization and logistical efficiency determines the future of global military strategy. Following the initial missile strike, which destroyed the leading armored vehicle, Ukrainian Azov forces launched a second attack on the remaining Russian tank convoy. This time, they used first-person view, FPV drones, locally modified to carry high-explosive anti-tank warheads. This attack was part of a new Ukrainian strategy, combining aerial reconnaissance data, ground force coordination, and drone-based precision strikes. In the operation, a team of Azov drone operators operated from several kilometers behind the front lines, controlling the devices with FPV cameras and an encrypted digital transmission system. As soon as the Russian convoy attempted to reposition after the first attack, Ukrainian drones were launched in several waves. The first drone struck a tank at the rear of the column, creating a natural trap that trapped the other vehicles in the middle. The second drone targeted an ammunition carrier, causing a large secondary explosion that was clearly recorded from the air. According to independent military observers, attacks like this demonstrate a significant evolution in Ukrainian tactics. Drones, originally intended for reconnaissance, have now been transformed into low-cost precision weapons capable of rivaling guided missiles. In many cases, a single modified drone costing a few $100s can destroy a vehicle worth millions of dollars. Furthermore, Ukraine is expanding its use of kamikaze drones with domestically developed guidance systems, which allow for more stable control under conditions of electronic jamming. Several field reports indicate that Ukrainian military technicians are continuously adjusting firmware and antennas to penetrate Russia's increasingly powerful EW, electronic warfare, jamming. Tactically, operations like these mark a paradigm shift in modern warfare. Attacks no longer require large units, but rather small teams, coordinated by drones and real-time intelligence. The cost of these attacks has become significantly more efficient, yet the psychological and strategic impact is significant. This second attack on a Russian tank convoy is not only a tactical victory, but also a symbol of Ukraine's combat innovation, a country that continues to adapt civilian technology into effective military tools. For analysts, this incident confirms that modified drones have become the people's weapon of modern warfare: cheap, flexible, lethal, and capable of rivaling conventional weapons systems. More than 3 years since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began, Russia has demonstrated that its strategy has evolved. While initially relying on swift attacks and numerical superiority, the focus has now shifted to long-term, enduring warfare, an approach that relies on industrial capabilities, a large population, and the continued adaptability of technology. Russia has consistently exploited its large population base to maintain troop rotation on the front lines. The partial mobilization system implemented since 2022 allows Moscow to quickly replace personnel losses. Even after suffering tens of thousands of casualties, troop rotation continues, signaling that Russia has established a continuous mobilization cycle. This approach offers long-term benefits. While the combat quality of individual soldiers may decline, the continuity of military presence on the front lines is maintained. However, this strategy also creates significant social stress within the country, especially in regions that are key sources of recruitment. Ukraine's second attack on a Russian tank convoy with modified drones demonstrates that the modern battlefield has fundamentally changed. Victory is no longer determined solely by the number of troops or the weight of combat equipment, but rather by adaptability, creativity, and the speed of technological innovation. By transforming civilian drones into high-yielding precision weapons, Ukraine has successfully balanced the playing field against an opponent with far greater resources. Furthermore, this incident also serves as a warning to the world that the future of ground warfare will be determined by the integration of tactical intelligence and simple yet effective technology. Ultimately, this conflict demonstrates that in modern warfare, innovation and strategic flexibility can be the most powerful weapons, even surpassing artillery power and troop numbers.